All right, Shalom. Shalom to the elect of Israel, whoever you might be out there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. Shalom to the 140 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp, doing a quick lesson, at the plantation, and right here we had the book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 27. All right, and it's pretty simple, man, as you can see right here, but let's get into it. Ephesians 4 and verse 27 says, neither give place to the devil. All right, neither give place to the devil. And it's a simple verse, man, and but it's heavy. Okay, it's heavy, and brothers have been going in on this topic as of lately, and it's a trend I see through the spirit, man. And the Lord is speaking, because I had a dream recently I woke up from, and I believe it was a cautionary dream, because sometimes you'll have dreams and they're pretty much warnings unto us. And the dream that I had was I had left my house, right? All right, I was staying with brothers and whatnot, and in the dream I left my house, or the house should I say, and when I came back later, I came back to the house and the door was like cracked open, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was tripping, because you imagine that you leave your house and you come back home later on that day and you see your door slightly open, and I'm like, yo, who left the door open? And me and the brothers were deciding, like, yo, who left the door open? Like, why is the door open and whatnot? And then I woke up, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a really long dream, but the door was open, and we were like, trying to figure out why the door was open. And that's an uneasy feeling, man. And I immediately thought about, how Satan is trying to get into us, man. And we don't want to leave our doors unlocked. All right, especially in these times, man, spiritually speaking. All right, you want to make sure that we're locked in, man, and not giving a way for Satan to enter into our lives, man. All right, so that's pretty much a cautionary tale, man. We got to make sure we're keeping our doors, our spiritual doors locked, man. All right, because there's all kind of wicked spirits trying to get in and infiltrate our minds in these last days. You got to understand that this is a spiritual battle. It is a battle, man, and Satan is gunning for us, man. All right, but you have to, be proactive, man. Speaking to myself first and foremost, making sure we're staying constant in prayer. All right, avoiding things that are attached to how should I say this? Avoiding things that have wicked vibrations on them, man. Like such as music. We listen to music and whatnot, right? All right, most Jake, they listen to rap music and whatnot. But a lot of this music is demonic, man, and we can't, how should I say this, overindulge in that type of shit, man, because that's giving place to the devil. You don't want those thoughts to get in your mind. All right, you see what I'm saying? You don't want to be around certain people in the world too much, because those spirits can rub off on you, man. That's giving place to Satan, man. We got to try to remain as pure as we can in this flesh. All right, these spirits are gunning for us, man. I want to see if I can find a video, man. Actually, I saw this video not too long ago from this guy known as Malice, all right, from the Clips, that rap group. This guy, he he had a coming to Jesus moment, you know what I'm saying? And he pretty much, he's on podcasts, quoting scriptures and whatnot. He doesn't have the full truth. He knows he's a Israelite, I'll tell you that. But at the same time, he has on a Jesus piece around his neck. So you got Israelites out here that hear the truth, but they're not fully in it. But this particular video, he made a point on John 10 and verse 10, and it was kind of on point. But let's go ahead and get it real quick. I'm gonna see if I can find that video. All right, so I found it. Here's the clip right here. They call out Yahweh Shemel Shai. So check this out. He's on his podcast, right? And let's go ahead and disclaimer: fair use, fair use. I'm not making any money off of this. This is for educational and spiritual purposes only. All right, check it out.
On your verse in this Kendrick song, you reference John chapter 10, verse 10.
That's right.
Why?
Because it says the devil comes but to kill, steal, and destroy. He don't come to play with you. He don't come to aggravate you. He doesn't come to intimidate you. He's coming to kill you. So you got to be serious about what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just referenced that verse for that reason.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
It's not a game.
It's definitely not a game.
All right. So yeah, you heard that. Okay, you heard that, man. And he was quoting John chapter 10 and verse 10. And there is some truth to that, man. You know, Satan, you know, is trying to get us out of this truth, man. He's not coming to play with us. All right. And the elder apostle Ramla says that, you know, from time to time that I believe it was the elder apostle Ramla. One of the elder apostles, they mentioned, they said, man, Satan ain't taking no coffee breaks, man. All right, Satan in the corner doing push-ups, man, trying to, you know, trying to get us up out of here, man. It's not a game. It's not a joke. All right. This is why we got to guard our spirit, man. We got to really, truly guard our spirit, man, and pray to the Lord to keep us in this truth, man. I did a lesson talking about how it's Yahweh Shai that keeps us here, man. You know, we want to make sure that we're being diligent and staying, you know, in the spirit as much as possible, and locking those spiritual doors, not letting, you know, wicked thoughts seep in and try to infiltrate, because that's how Satan works. He'll use thoughts. He'll put thoughts in your head, man. You got to rebuke those thoughts. Or if they're not of Yahweh Bashmi Shai, you gotta rebuke them, man. Okay? Because he'll use that to get his foot in the door, man. And once he's in there, shit, man, you know, it's lights out. All right? So we gotta continue to fight, man, because he ain't playing with us, man.
On your verse in this Kendrick.
All right, here we have, matter of fact, Salaki. Okay, here we have the book of Luke, chapter 11 and verse 24. This is Lord Yahweh Shai speaking, red letter. All right, and the brothers brought this out. The brother from the GMS New York camp, Amawan Gabar, he had this in his lesson. And I was like, yo, I got to bring this out as well because it's heavy. All right, this is Luke 11 and verse 24. It says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest and finding none. He saith, I will return unto my house whence I came out. So I got to break this down to you, all right? So this is talking about the spirits that were on us when we were in the world, all right? Because the Lord brought us out of darkness into his marvelous light, as it tells you in the book of, I believe it's 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. It tells you that he brought us out of darkness into this marvelous light, being this truth, all right? Once, you know, that happened, he began taking those spirits off of us, man. We had a heavy, you know, a demonic spirit on us when we were in the world, living according to the ways of this society, all right, in disobedience. So once those spirits leave you, they're looking to try to get back in, all right, because spirits are like parasites, man. I mean, the wicked spirits are like parasites, man. They're looking for a host, all right. They're looking for something to attach to, all right, and they're trying to reattach to you, all right. You get all these type of wicked spirits that are trying to drag you back into the world, man. Trying to put those thoughts back into your head that you were thinking when you were in the world. You got to rebuke those thoughts. All right? You see what I'm saying? You might have been somebody in the world that was trying to pursue a music career. And then Satan, you know, put a thought in your head, you know, you can still do it. You know what I'm saying? You can still get into the music. All right? That you got to rebuke those thoughts, man. Or he might put a thought in your head, or you might have been an adulterer in the world, committing adultery, which is abominable. You know what I'm saying? And he might try to put a thought in your head to make you go back to that type of lifestyle, man. You might see a woman with a husband or whatever, and you might look at her a little too long. You gotta rebuke that thought, man. That's Satan trying to get his foot back in. All right? And we're all susceptible to these different thoughts, man. Whatever it may be for you. You know what I'm saying? You might have had a drinking demon on you when you were in the world. You might have been an alcoholic. All right, and then that spirit will try to jump back on you from time to time. You got to rebuke that, man. Okay? You might have been a drug addict in the world. All right? Addicted to drugs and whatnot. You know? There might be a spirit that tries to get back in. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch that. All right? Because Satan is very, very subtle. Whatever it was that you were doing in the world, the Lord, he's letting us know that we have to guard against these spirits because they're trying to get back in, man. This is Yahweh Shai speaking right here. He knows, right? Okay. Verse 25, it says, and when he cometh and he findeth it swept and garnished, because the Lord has cleaned out our spiritual house, man, being our, our minds. He cleansed all that bullshit out of us, man, when we came into this truth. And now these evil spirits are trying to get back in and dirty up that clean house that we have, man. All right, that clean conscience that we have. All right, they're gunning for us, man. Verse 26, it says, then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. And that's fucking scary, man. That's scary as hell. All right, because this is let you know that if you allow that door to be unlocked and you let that door open up for these demons to come into your mind, they're gonna bring back a complete number of other demons. You're gonna be worse off than than before you even came into the truth. Meaning you're gonna be completely bugged out, man. And this is not a game. This is not a joke. This is why we have to always be vigilant and guard our thoughts, man, and rebuke any wicked thought that might even enter into our mind that Satan might try to, throw at us. All right, you see what I'm saying? Because you got brothers that so-called brothers that were in the truth. They left out and then they became extremely bugged out. I'm talking about way more bugged out than before they even came into the truth, man. The Lord might make you a damn homosexual, because that's a demon. And you don't want that to happen to you. The Lord can have you really fucked up out here, man. This is why we got to keep that spiritual door locked, man, and not let the philosophies and ideologies of this world creep back into us, man. We're on a path to salvation, man, and Satan is trying to get us up out of it, man. Here's that scripture I mentioned, and it was correct. It was 1 Peter 2:9, but let's read it real quick. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. You see, we were in darkness in the world, man. We were in complete darkness out here, man, before the Lord brought us into this truth. All right, this understanding of the scriptures, man. All right, so we can't get pulled back into that darkness, because that's exactly what Satan and these demons are trying to do. They're trying to pull you back into that darkness so that you can be destroyed, man. And we're at the end of this thing, man. We're at the end, man. The Lord is on his way, man. Yahweh Shai gonna be here, before we know it, man. All right, and we want to receive salvation, not destruction and condemnation. All right, so we got to watch out for those tricks and those traps, those mental snares that are being set for us, man. Be on high alert. Keep your doors locked, man. All right, here we have an account right here. All right, in the book of Matthew, chapter 17. I'm gonna start at verse 14 and read down to the point. So Yahweh Shai was with his disciples, and there's a man that came up to him with a problem, with an issue, right? And it says, and when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed. Oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. So this man had a son, all right, who was, being tormented with demons, man. Okay, a lot of these mental illnesses they're demons, man. You see people with Tourette's, and tweaking out, man. Esau would tell you that it's a mental disease, a brain disease, but it's really demons. Okay, having seizures and all that. Okay. Verse 16, it says, and I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. So this man brought, his son to the disciples, and they couldn't get the demons out of him. Then Yahweh Shai answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahweh Shai was always getting on those, that were following him about their faith. All right, we got to have faith, man. But continuing on, okay, let's see. All right, verse 18, and Yahweh Shai rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Because Yahweh Shai's on another level, man. The disciples couldn't get that demon out of that child, but Yahweh Shai did it instantly, man. That's our Lord, man. That's who we following. Okay, but check it out. Let's see here. Then came the disciples to Yahushua apart and said, why could not we cast him out? So they were asking the Lord, how come we couldn't get that demon out of that kid? All right. And Yahushua began to school them, right? Verse 20 it says, and Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, which is, small, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. And that's a whole nother lesson right there in and of itself. One of my favorite topics, man. Faith, which is spiritual power, by the way. All right. Now here it is. Here's the point right here I wanted to make. Matthew 17 verse 21. It says, howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. And the reason why I bring this out is because we got to do these things as well, man. Because we have demons that fuck with us. Okay? Especially if you're serving the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. Especially if you're the Lord's elect. You're going to have to be fighting off these demons, man, from day to day. All right? And they come in subtle ways sometimes. And sometimes, they could try to weigh down on your mental. And that's when you got to pray and you got to fast. All right? This is a spiritual battle that we're involved in. All right? You got to turn off the flesh for a while. You see? Go like a day or two without eating. That's how you get demons off of you, man. You get things plaguing your mind. All right? Prayer and fasting, they're good together, man. And the Lord hears us, man. That's showing the Lord that we're serious. All right? And when you do this, you got to have faith that he'll take them demons off of you, man. Now, really quick before we close, I want to jump back to Ephesians 4 verse 27. We started out the lesson with this right here. It says, neither give place to the devil. Meaning you have to allow Satan to enter in for him to really possess you and take you over and cast you into the world. All right? Because if you're not fighting, that means you're just letting it happen. This is why when you have, a wicked thought in your mind, you got to rebuke it. You got to say to the Lord, man, I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. You got to pray to the Lord to rebuke that demonic thought, man, or mindset that might be trying to creep in. You see, immediately, you don't let it fester, man. You get it up out of there, man. And you might have to continue to pray on it. You know what I mean? However long it takes, whatever it takes. You might got to fast too. All right, this goes for all of us. This is very serious, man, because he's trying to get us up out of here, like I said, man. Okay, so you're gonna have different situations that come in your life, and you gotta, be in the spirit, man. And Satan can use anything. He can use anybody. He might try to put that family guy demon on you, where you're trying to spend more time with your children and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Satan get in your mind, you're not spending enough time with your children, and this ministry, man, is taking a toll on your family, and you need to spend more time with you. That's a demon. Fuck that. All right. I rebuke that in the name of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. That's what you need to be saying. Or it might be your woman trying to steal you away, from this ministry, man. Now, of course, we have balance. We don't just neglect our family, but you got to understand. You got to understand what comes first. All right. And when you start declining on your work because of these things, you got to rebuke that demon, man. You might be spending too much time at your job. Now you're not doing as many lessons. Now you're slacking on your reading. You got to fight, man. All right, we got to fight. And I'm gonna close with this verse right here. This is James chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he shall flee from you. Okay, you got to resist. You got to fight, man, because that word resist means to fight. Matter of fact, let's get that in the Blue Letter Bible real quick. All right, so here we have that verse right here in the Blue Letter Bible. All right, James chapter 4 and verse 7. Let's jump down to that word resist. Here it is right here in the Greek.
Strong's G 436. Anthistemi.
All right, there it is. And it says what? It says to set oneself against, to withstand, resist, oppose. All right, to set against. You get the point, man. To fight. You got to resist Satan, man. You got to resist those wicked thoughts, man. Those temptations. All right. You do that with prayer, man. Prayer is key. Prayer is a major factor in our lives, man. We have open communication to Yahweh Bashmi Awashai through prayer. You got demons fucking with your mind, instantly pray, man. Matter of fact, I got one more scripture. We're going to close it with this. All right. 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 17. Pray without ceasing. 3 words, man. That means pray without stopping. We should be praying all throughout our day. All right. And if you haven't been doing that, make a note to pray more, man. Ain't got to be no long, drawn out prayer, man. Just pray for whatever you need in that moment in the name of Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai. All right. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're going through that's afflicting you in your mind, pray to the Lord about it, man. There's nothing too small or too great for Him to handle. This is what you got to understand. You got to come to the Lord with your request. You see? All right. So yeah, man, and also stand in these scriptures, stand in the, in the Word. That keeps the demons off too, man. Because demons, they like to come into a filthy environment, and if you've been feeding yourself, your mind, with filthiness, all right, them demons gonna attach themselves and get comfortable. All right, you make these demons uncomfortable by staying in His Word, man. By continually washing your mind with the water of the Word, man. Okay, there's been many a times where I felt down or just upset about this current society or whatever, or demons fucking with my mind, put me in a bad mood or whatever. I just read the scriptures, man. The book of Psalms is a great book to read to get them demons off you, man, to keep them away from you, and they'll lift your spirit up as well, man. So just some advice from me to you. All right, these are some tools that you can use to keep them doors locked, man, the spiritual doors. All right, because Satan is trying to get in. He's trying to get his foot in any way he can, especially now. We close to the end. All right, we got to keep our medicine strong, as the elder apostle Rakha says. Keep your medicine strong, man. All right, and our medicine is these scriptures, prayer, fasting. These are the tools we use, man, to keep us in the fight. Okay, so I'm in this lesson right there, man. Just a cautionary video, man. I had that little dream I woke up from this morning, man, about the door being open, just slightly cracked open. All right, you don't want that to happen, man. You want to make sure you're keeping your doors locked. All right, spiritually speaking. So I'm in this lesson right here. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. A Kwame Yasharala and a Bob Abal. Shalom.